It's great to be here, somebody to celebrate my dear friend who I've known for 30 years, I think it is, Tony Simone, our great Assembly member. But before I get into why Tony's great, I want to talk about you. How many of you made phone calls, knocked on doors, talked to your friends and neighbors, sent in a small little check to help Tony get elected? Thank you. Thank you. You are democracy in action. And really, at the time when so many are trying to take away our democracy, you are the best antidote for that. So thank you for what you've done. So today is a great day. It's a great day first, of course, for Tony. Tony's an outer borough kid like me. He was born in Queens to a mother who had just immigrated from Peru and a father who drove taxis to support the family. So did my wife's father. He was a cab driver too, Cloverdale 84. Tony wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He worked real hard. From his humble upbringing, he went to Hofstra. He got 2 undergraduate degrees, then went to Columbia, a master's in public administration, and he learned a lot in growing up from his grandfather, just like mine. My grandfather was a founder of the Paperworkers Union up in Utica, New York, and Tony's father was a Teamster Union delegate who taught Tony the importance of serving others, fighting for a better workplace, a better community, and a better world. And then immediately after he got out of college, he threw himself into public service. He worked for the late and wonderful New York State Senator Catherine Abate, then Carl McCall, then Christine Quinn, who then became Speaker Quinn, and he was there. And in that office, Tony directed all the community outreach. He helped so many people in this community get the resources and assistance they needed. He managed the volunteer relief efforts after Sandy. He organized for marriage equality in the state legislature. By the way, tomorrow I will attend the bris of my daughter and her wife's first baby boy. Anyway, and he fought hard against unscrupulous landlords, but he didn't just do that in his government jobs. At night, he was always doing other stuff for the community and for our country. He was deputy director of People for the American Way, in charge of LGBTQ rights, 2 causes near and dear to me. He directed external affairs for the Hudson River Park Friends. So look, nobody plucked him out of somewhere and put him in office. He worked his way up. He got here the old-fashioned way. He earned it. It's a great day for Tony Simone. And maybe he'll serve 52 years like Dick Gottfried. Who knows? Our great former assemblyman. And second, Tony's family isn't here, but I'll speak to them because they're around. Well, his husband is here, Jason, of course, who's been such a mainstay. But he has a mom, Louisa, dad, Tony, a brother, Rocco, and Aunt Maria, and Uncle Billy, cousins. Any of them here, Tony? Nope. Nicole, Taylor, Christopher, and Billy. Why I mention it, it's a great day for the family, even if they're not here. Our families really have to put up with everything those of us in public life go for. So I remember it was my daughter's 5th birthday party, and a pastor of a local church called me up. It was a cold March night. He said, I have 300 people lined outside to see our Easter pageant, 300 senior citizens, but the Con Ed man has locked the door. He said we didn't pay the bills. We did pay the bills. I have them. Please get over here. I ran over. I spent 2 hours arguing with the Con Ed man. He opened up the church. The seniors saw their Easter pageant, but I missed my daughter's 5th birthday party. She's 32. She reminds me of it every few months. And our families, Jason, always have our backs, as we know. So I was a few months ago talking to some guy, and I sort of vaguely recognized him, but I didn't know who he is. And my wife is pulling on my suit jacket. I said, what are you doing, dear? I'm talking to the man. She said, don't you remember him? He insulted you 15 years ago. So it's a great day for the greater Simone family. It's also a great day for this 75th district. This has been a tough time. We all remember those nights a few years ago when COVID raged. The streets were empty. You'd not sleep at night because you'd hear those sirens, the ambulance sirens going by, and you'd wonder who was next. It was a horrible time. And Tony really worked hard with Dick Godfrey and others to make sure that people would get help. I got a lot of money to help do all of that. Some of it's still there. And I have great, great faith that Tony will make sure that those dollars that are still there go to the right people, not to people who shouldn't get them. This district has some very wealthy blocks, but it also has a need for housing. We need so much more affordable housing. Tony, with his record of defending tenants from bad landlords, will be on the front there to help the people of the 75th. We have some of our greatest cultural institutions in this district. We're always defending the arts. The arts are great for New York. We don't let the Philistines take it away, you know, down there in Washington. When we passed Save Our Stages, again, Tony helped so many arts institutions, not just the big ones, but the small ones get money. This is a district that needs transit. He knows how to do that. So it's a great day for the 75th Assembly District as well. Finally, it's a great day for America. It's a great day. What we're doing here is a great day for America. You know, every November we line up. You know, you may have just gotten off the subway or off the bus or walked and you want to go home. Put some food on the table, sit in your favorite chair, watch your favorite TV show. But no, we line up in quiet dignity and we go and do our duty. And until recently, we always abided by the results. Now we have people who want to destroy our democracy, led by Donald Trump, aided by Rupert Murdoch and so many others, okay? But we will fight to keep that democracy. And I have faith we'll prevail. I have faith if we fight, we will prevail. And I'll conclude by telling a little story about Benjamin Franklin and the founding of the Constitution, which gives me some faith that we'll prevail. So Benjamin Franklin was sitting outside Constitution Hall the day after they wrote the Constitution, and one of the leading ladies of Philadelphia went over to him and said, "What have you gentlemen created in there?" And he rifled back at her. He said, "Madam, we have created a republic, if you can keep it." Now, what did he mean by that? What did he mean by that? Well, there was so much wrong with our country. In those days, to vote here in New York, you had to be a white, male, Protestant property owner who could vote. There's one back there, okay. But there was a lot wrong with the Republic. But the two things that what Franklin meant, if you can keep it, he focused on two things. First, they wondered if people would participate in this new thing they had created, a democracy. They knew human nature. They knew we were all busy with our jobs, with our families, with the ups and downs in life that God visits on all of us. Would people even bother with this thing, this newfangled thing? And second, they worried about who would run for office. They worried that the people who would run would put themselves first, for money, for ego, for power, not put the community first. In those days, they called them scoundrels. We call them that today. Well, look at this auditorium here this afternoon. It's a cold March Saturday. It is filled with people, and I know so many of you, who have participated in political life, in community life, in helping people who need help in so many volunteer and civic organizations. Oh yes, the people are participating. And who have we put in office? Certainly not a scoundrel, not somebody who would they say in Tony's old neighborhood is, oh, Metz. We have put in one of our best. So, if Benjamin Franklin were looking down on this auditorium, he'd smile. He would say, this is the democracy we wanted, but folks, we have to fight to keep it, we will fight to keep it, and we will prevail. So God bless Tony, God bless this great district, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.